Hey friends, it's me. We are in the workshop, storage container, junkyard, whatever you want to call this area. What we're doing today is I'm just going to do a little homestead or farm tour of the areas where we've been trying to fight back the vegetation or the weeds or the blackberries and grow things that we want to grow. Which, you know, everything grows like crazy out here, but boy, it's really hard to fight the weeds, and we don't want to use chemicals. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of tour around. Early on out here, you know, from watching YouTube videos and stuff, we got really, or at least I got really enamored with the no-till method. I thought, oh, gee, how natural and easy. I don't know if it's natural. It's natural, but I wouldn't say it's easy. We tried our own version. We tried to do like no-till on steroids, and it kind of works, kind of doesn't. We've also got some areas that we just went through and tilled. We've got a tiller on the tractor, and I've got a walk behind tiller, and we just till the areas up, put stuff in, and then, you know, how do you control those weeds? You know, we'll talk about that. And then we got areas where we did a little both. We went through and did the no-till stuff. We did cardboard and then a layer of wood chips on top. And then during the fall, we actually went through and tilled it all in, and then planted in it. And so we'll show you that. So I guess 3 or 4 kind of things we've tried out here with varying levels of success. You know, spoiler alert, weeds get through anything. I'll also show you an area where that weed block fabric was used in the past, so you can again see how terrible that stuff is and useless as a low maintenance solution. And yeah, so that's what we'll do. Okay, so let's do a quick tour here. So, you know, no-till gardening, there's different ways to do it. I wouldn't say we're doing it the proper way. Our method was put down cardboard and wood chips, and where you want to plant something, punch a hole through and plant it. Most of the no-till I see is do something to smother the grass or the weeds or whatever, build up a layer and then plant in that layer. We didn't do that. We were just trying to do it our own way, and that's just what it is. So here's the first area we did. Here's some blackberries. This whole area was under blackberries. There's a mole. The mole's been digging through. There's some just buttercup. Okay, this is all just growing through. Look at all these ferns. Here's a tree orangeum planted. There's some grass coming up around it because we put a hole there. Here's another spot where some grass is just coming through with some blackberries. It's ready to seed out. But then we got these paths that are relatively weed free. And why is that? You know, maybe right here there was a seam. Maybe right here there was a seam in the cardboard and the plants just came through. Look at all these ferns. These ferns weren't really all that much of a deal out here, and then they just came in. So this whole area was under blackberries, 6 feet high. We came through and cut them. We mowed for a bit. We put down cardboard and we put down wood chips. Now the blackberries are still coming through. You know, life finds a way, right? But I can get them out pretty easy. So if we were out here actively managing, you know, we could probably pull stuff up. So what's going on underneath the wood chips? Let's get you some light here so you can see. Underneath the wood chips, cardboard, and it's just dirt. So I don't know if the cardboard broke down or if there was no cardboard there, but it's broken down to nothing. So that's kind of a success. You want this stuff to break down. But now everything can get a foothold. So what do we do from here? We can start manually weeding. We could put down more cardboard and more wood chips, or just more wood chips. The problem with wood chips now is everybody's doing them, so even getting them is difficult. But we could come through here, and if we just actively managed, we could pull out these guys, and eventually you will win against these blackberries. I think it's kind of pretty around here. So if we had depended on this garden for food, we'd be in trouble. But this is just an experiment. Let's just see what happens when you put down a bunch of cardboard and a bunch of wood chips and let it go. So that's what happens. I mean, look at all these ferns. This is incredible. Some stuff just comes through no matter what you do. So let's go look at a fresh area that we just did this method on. I'm gonna walk over here. So I'm walking through the front yard right now, and we'll get to this. I had tilled all this up, and then we put down topsoil, but you can see all the weeds coming through still. It's so wet that I can't even run a cultivator through here to break them up. So this is all freshly tilled. Took the front yard, tilled it up. This is all mud, so we're still dealing with this. So can't really get any machines in here, and even running a hand cultivator through here, it just gets stuck. But this is just tilling up the front yard and using it for something real. We don't need front yards really. They're pretty. We got little paths going through here, go over to the creek. But I give you full permission. Till up your front yard. Don't worry about it. It's kind of fun. Yeah, see, we got a tree here we're planting. Anjum's planting a ton of stuff in here. So it's gonna be just beautiful. It'll take some maintenance, but we're just getting started. So here's a bed we just put in. You can see there's nothing coming up here. There's no weeds. Chokes them out pretty good. This corner, this got out of control. It happens. The weeds find a way to make it through. That's just the way weeds are. Okay, what else are we gonna look at? Let's look at where some weed block is. Some of that black weed cloth that's supposed to keep weeds out, so you can garden without a worry in the world. Here's another fresh bed. This one has topsoil on it, so we'll put the topsoil in, plant in the topsoil. So this is like your true no dig right here. And you see some weeds coming through. We could pull those out, no problem. All right, here's where the weed block is. This is a complete disaster. Look at this stuff. Problem is I can't pull it up. I've tried with the tractor. These weeds grow right through it. They don't care, and they get stuck in it. So their roots are underneath there. I cannot pull these roots out. I'm stuck. So this poor guy gets to hang out in weed land for another year. That's just the way it is. So this over here is where we did both methods next to each other, and again, didn't touch them. So we had cardboard and wood chips. That's not there. It was over here. Let's walk through the jungle together. Oh boy, cardboard and wood chips, untouched. Here's some raspberries. Here's some grass. Here's some weeds. Here's some herbs. We got to get in here and manage this. But again, this is completely planting and then not touching your weeds and just letting it go. We still actually have controlled an area here. That's pretty surprising to me. The way everything grows out here. This area was where we just tilled. So till it and forget it. We planted, and now we are, I mean, it's kind of cool, these little flowers. But that's just tilled and forgotten. And now it's grown up. there's no getting through. So this method of doing, you know, smothering, it does work, you know. There's nothing foolproof. You can't prevent, you know, like this buttercup, it comes from the edges and creeps this way. You can't prevent it, you know. Even if you, again, poison it, it will come back. So, you know, if you do go out and actively manage, and you know, you're not just having fun experimenting, you could actively manage something like this. I mean, this is great. There's nothing growing here. We can plant in it, stuff will grow. So I think that's a great method for if we are doing lots of berries, doing around, you know, like a little orchard, you know, and you want to kind of manage weeds around the trees. That works great. So that's what that is. That's the kind of a no-till method next to a just till it and let it go method. So, all right, this is where we're really going to have some fun. So this is the little flower garden up on the hill up here. This has been an area of great activity lately. I'm really excited about it. So this area definitely have some buttercups and some grass, but Anja's been out here pretty consistently doing some management. So this was under cardboard and then wood chips, and you can still see some wood chips here. And then, well, look at that, a mushroom. And then I took the tractor and came through and tilled it. And then start adding topsoil and planting flowers in it. So this is just the start of flower season. Look at these bees. I think these are called ranunculus, I think. So this area is where the, you know, the management method is going to be, you know, tilling, you know, break up the soil, put the nutrients in it, put new nutrients in. You know, the soil was just clay, so we had to put topsoil in it. This area over here, Anja says she's turned about 3 times. Just used a pitchfork, turn it over. So this buttercup, it just keeps coming in. But, you know, this is an actively managed area, and I'm not worrying about going through and weeding all the time. Just get something in the ground and let these flowers grow up. I mean, Anja's worked hard out here. Here's some more bees. Oh. So that's another method, you know, you smother initially just to get rid of the lawn is what we did. We smothered and then tilled during the fall, and now we go into kind of like active management and build up the beds and get the soil amended, and then maybe we can go back and do no-till again. On this one we'll take more weeding. You know, the weeds are going to come through, but or you can just, you know, let them go after your flowers get tall enough and have a good time and it's all nice and green. Okay, so we're walking out to the new pasture here. This whole area has been a real task. We've been pulling out a bunch of metal and stuff, and of course now the weeds are, or the grass is growing up in it, and the blackberries are, before we can even get to dealing with it. But whatever, let's look at the pasture. Here it is. Holy smokes. Far as the eye can see, nothing but green. And this was tilled up. I tilled it, what, 3 or 4 times. Put pasture grass in. There's a video on that. We're trying to outcompete these guys. These are the blackberries. They love growing out here. But this whole place was under blackberries. I mean, everything you see that was green was a blackberry this tall. So this grass is coming in incredibly. I am so excited. We didn't fertilize or anything. Let's show you. So look at this guy. We got a seed head on it. That's grass. This was all dirt out here. Now we have all this. I'm really, really, really excited. It hasn't grown explosively like I thought it would after it got established. There's supposed to be 4 kinds of grass out here. I've identified 2, maybe 3. I haven't seen the 4th kind. I don't remember what kinds they are. There's still some buttercup in here. That's okay. We found a clover patch over here. But I'm going to come through here and do an inaugural mowing. Once they start putting these seed heads in, from what I understand of pasture management, you want to get out and mow, so they keep putting their energy into growing, not into seeding. So I'm hoping to get this grass to really sprout up. Plus, if you keep mowing your blackberries, they will go away eventually. They'll grow up, but the way they make more blackberries is by going over and getting back in the ground. So if we cut them when they're like this, just little babies, before they can sprout up and hoop over and grow and make more blackberries, we're gonna be better off. So I'm gonna go grab the mower and mow this. I am so excited about this pasture, and try to manage our weed problem, the blackberries, through mowing. So in a pasture, different way of doing weed control. And like I said, I'm not an expert. Maybe you've got a really neat weed mitigation method that's worked for you. Tell me about it. I'll check it out. We're willing to try anything. We'll try everything we can, without poisoning and without using weed cloth. That's just, both methods are just crazy to me. Yeah, we just want to try things. Over here we got a potato patch. Hold on, let's go over here. Things are starting to grow now, guys. It's been a long, dreary winter. Even got me down. Usually I'm always in a decent mood. Oh my goodness, it's a little soft here. Look, we got some edibles growing here, some little kales. We've got potatoes, tons of potatoes. Anjum did all of this. I did none of this. I just videotape it and pretend that I helped. Oh boy. So yeah, we got some potatoes growing in next to the pasture. You know, next year, you know, maybe we'll get some animals out here. They can eat some of the potatoes that we leave out here. They can eat the pasture grass. Hopefully they'll help us eat blackberries. We still got control to do on these scrub trees. We're going to try to build a duck pond over here. All sorts of cool stuff going on. Yeah, keep coming back. We're starting to have a great time. Happy to have people checking it out. I meet people in my hometown to see me do videos. That's exciting. You know, we're just having a good old time. And I'm happy you could watch it with us. So yeah, if you see anything we're doing that you do differently, comment. If you have cool ways to mitigate weeds, tell me. You know, and I know we're not doing the no dig just like you see in the videos. I get it. We're just trying it our own way and seeing what we can come up with. Yeah, hit me up. This is one time where I'll say, go ahead and at me. What can we do? All right, be kind to each other. If anybody wants a Buick Century, hit me up. I think there's plenty of car left here, you know, for the right person. A little bit of Bondo and a little vinyl repair. Should be fine. So, anyway, have a great time. We'll see you around.